Let's talk about who won the state of Michigan when it came to recruiting in the 2025 cycle. You know, we've been doing these videos. We've done Florida, we've done Texas, California, Georgia, maybe a few others. You guys can find those on the channel. But today we are looking at who won the state of Michigan. Shocker, I know it's the Wolverines, but honestly, for most of this cycle, it wasn't the Wolverines. I mean, they only had one player in the top 10 committed until about 4 or 5 weeks before signing day. But as you know, things changed toward the end of the cycle, and we're going to break all that down. But first, Michigan fans, let's go. Jump on board the On3 Recruits channel. Wolverine recruiting is red hot, and we're right in the middle of it. So do me a favor and hit subscribe to the On3 Recruits channel. All right. At number one, the number one ranked player in the state is Bryce Underwood. Not only the number one player in the state, but the number one QB and the number one player in the entire country. He's from Belleville, Michigan, and he was committed to LSU, as you know, for over 300 days. He wasn't taking any other visits. There weren't really any rumors. That was until the end, and that started in early November. We started hearing the rumors swirling that Bryce Underwood was in talks with Michigan. He ends up taking some visits there, and the Bryce Underwood flip happens. This flip will be studied. I mean, for years to come, it could be taught in history classes. Is this? It could be. It could be the biggest flip, and we're going to talk about that, but it could be the biggest flip in recruiting history. Only time will tell, because if Bryce goes on to do what we think he's capable of, then this will be the biggest flip of all time. If he fizzles out and it's not what we thought, then I still think this is a footnote that recruiting fans will always remember. So Bryce Underwood ends up at Michigan, number one player in the state. Let's move on to number two, Elijah Dotson, 6'1", 170-pound corner and teammate of Underwood at Belleville High School. And Dotson, much like Underwood, was a flip. Dotson was a long-time commitment to Pitt. But in the end, you know, the same time that Bryce Underwood starts rethinking things, so does Dotson. And, you know, he flips to Michigan. Dotson just outside the top 150, ranked at 157 overall. So really good player here. Then at number three, we got offensive lineman Avery Gatch. And he was committed to Michigan for a while. He's from Franklin, Michigan. He goes 6'4", 270, versatile O-lineman. He could play a number of positions up front, but currently ranked as an interior offensive lineman. And really a big get for Michigan because he's a Michigan State legacy recruit, which legacy means he had family that attended and graduated from Michigan State. He was also offered by Ohio State, a bunch of others, including Miami and Florida State. So really across the country, they were coming for Avery, but he ends up signing with Michigan. At number four, offensive tackle Darren Stray. Now he's committed to Kentucky, 6'6", 295. He's from Paw Paw, Michigan. I just wanted to say that. Nice pull for Mark Stoops and the staff to get a big man out of Michigan. At number five, we got Derrik Simmons. He's headed to Michigan State. Big old defensive lineman, 6'3", 270, ranked 397 overall and 35 at his position. At number six, a crazy recruitment here. Running back Jace Clorizio, and he signed with Michigan State, 5'11", 195 pounds, but he committed to Michigan State early. Then he flipped to Alabama in late November. So Clorizio looks like he's heading to Tuscaloosa. Not so fast. Less than 2 weeks later, Jace flips back to Michigan State, and he's staying home. At number seven, another flip here. Cornerback Alex Graham from Detroit Cass Tech. The 6-foot corner was committed to Colorado for a while. A lot of teams try to flip him in the end, including Michigan. But in the end, he's a USC Trojan. So yeah, Graham is heading from Detroit, Michigan to LA, California. At number eight, we got Cameron Flowers. He's from Ann Arbor, Michigan, West Bloom High School, and he signed with Toledo. At number nine, another one heading to Michigan State, linebacker Charles White. He goes 6'3", 190, attends Orchard Lake St. Mary Prep. And then at number 10, we got Niki Win, and he's heading to Rutgers. Rutgers gets a big-bodied offensive lineman, 6'5", 265. That's the top 10, but another note, Michigan also landed the number 11 prospect in the state, Bobby Kanka. He's a 6'4", 263-pound defensive lineman. So when we break down who won Michigan, I mean, it's clear the top players in the state of Michigan went to the Wolverines, and, you know, it's a big drop-off. So Michigan signs the top three, and that's very impressive because there's a big drop-off in rankings after those first three. And Michigan made sure that they were going to land the top talent in their home state and then put together a really strong class nationally that has them in the top 10. Currently not done yet because they are chasing a 5-star offensive lineman from the state of Texas. So we could see Michigan maybe get into the top 6, the top 5 when it's all said and done in 2025. To note, I mean, Michigan State did make a dent here, landing 3 prospects in the top 10. But overall, I think Michigan made out with the most talent. So let me know how you guys feel about in-state Michigan recruiting this year. I mean, besides Bryce Underwood, who's number 1, not only in the state, but the entire country, besides him, who do you think will be the best player from this group when their college careers are over? Let me know in the comment section below.